Hello students, good time to all. I am Chandan Kumar Pradhan. Welcome to your channel Chandan Physics. In this video, we are going to discuss relativistic addition of velocities and the concepts regarding how mass varies with velocity. Let's begin. The relativistic addition of velocities, which is also known as Einstein's velocity addition theorem. What is that of Einstein's velocity addition theorem? When the relativistic formula for the addition of velocities using Lorentz transformations is known as Einstein's velocity addition theorem. Let us see how we derive mathematically the relativistic velocity. Let us consider two inertial frame of reference. One is S frame and another one is S dash frame. Let one is S frame, another one is S dash frame. As we previously done, S frame is rest and S dash frame is move with uniform velocity v with respect to S frame along the positive direction of x axis, as we already done previously in Lorentz transformations concepts or all the consequences of that of Lorentz transformations. This principle or that procedure is adopted by us. So let the space and time coordinates of a particle in that of S frame be x, y, z and t. This is the position or the coordinate of the particle in space and time. Space, time coordinates. Similarly, that particle coordinates in space time of that of S dash frame be x dash, y dash, z dash and t dash. This is the coordinate of that of particle in S frame, that is the coordinate of that of particle in that of S dash frame. So if we take ux, uy and uz, and here ux dash, uy dash and uz dash be the components of the velocity in S frame and S dash frame respectively. This is the position, these are the velocities. Then we can write ux will be how much? Dx by dt, and uy will be how much? That is dy by dt, and uz will be dz by dt. Again here ux dash, that is dx dash by dt dash, uy dash dy dash by dt dash, uz dash dz dash by dt dash. Then our aim is to find out what should be the values of ux dash in terms of ux and also its inverse transformation like ux in terms of ux dash. To find out these concepts, we have to use Lorentz transformations. So from Lorentz transformations, we have x dash is equal to x minus vt divided by 1 minus v square by c square square root. Therefore, dx dash, differentiating this with respect to x, we find that is dx v dt divided by 1 minus v square by c square square root. Since this term is constant, always constant, this is the x and dx dash. Again, y dash is equal to y. Since we move that of s dash frame along x direction, the another positions are same, that is y dash is equal to y, which implies dy dash is equal to dy. Then z dash is equal to z, therefore dz dash is equal to dz. And again the time t dash is equal to t minus vx by c square whole divided by 1 minus v square by c square square root, which implies dt dash. Differentiating that term, we have that is dt minus v dx by c square divided by 1 minus v square by c square square root. Therefore, what is the value of u x dash? We know that is dx dash by dt dash. Now we find dx dash and dt dash, putting these values, that is dx minus v dt divided by 1 minus v square by c square square root whole divided by value of dt dash, that is dt minus v dx divided by c square whole divided by 1 minus v square by c square square root. Solving this, we have dx minus v dt divided by dt minus v dx divided by c square. This term cancel out, that is equal to dx by dt. We divide dt in both numerator and denominator part, that will be dx by dt minus v divided by 1 minus v by c square dx by dt is equal to dx by dt, that is ux minus v divided by 1 minus dx by dt is equal to u, that is ux v divided by c square, that is the value of what? ux dash. It's the value of ux dash. Let me take equation number 1. Again, we have to find y dash and z dash. Now, y dash is equal to dy dash by dt dash is equal to the value of dy dash, that is dy, there will be no such sense in y and z. In place of dt dash, that is dt minus v dx divided by c square, and whole divided by 1 minus v square by c square square root. This to that of side, that will be dy into 1 minus v square by c square square root divided by dt minus v dx divided by c square is equal to dy by dt, dividing dt both numerator and denominator part, that will be dy by dt 1 minus v square by c square square root divided by 1 minus v by c square dx by dt. Putting the values, dy by dt, that is uy 1 minus v square by c square square root divided by 1 minus v by c square dx by dt is equal to ux, that is ux v divided by c square. This is the value of uy dash, uy into 1 minus v square by c square square root divided by 1 by ux v divided by c square. Similarly, in case of y, there will be no such change, that is y dash is equal to y. Again, that is same for that of z dash is equal to z. Therefore, the result of uy dash is very similar to that of result of u z dash. Similarly, u z dash is equal to, that is dz dash by dt dash. We can use, that is dz 1 minus v square by c square square root divided by dt minus v dx divided by c square. Again dividing dt on numerator and denominator, dz by dt 1 minus v square by c square square root divided by dt by dt, that is 1 minus v by c square dx by dt. That value will be, or we can say, that is u z dash is equal to dz by dt, that is uz 1 minus v square by c square square root divided by 1 minus dx by dt, that is ux v divided by c square. This is the value of uz. Equation number 3, very similar to that of uy dash. Here we find the transformations as ux dash, uy dash and uz dash, but the inverse transformations looks like, the inverse transformation will be in ux, that is ux dash plus v divided by 1 plus ux dash v divided by c square. Again uy is equal to uy dash 1 minus v square by c square square root divided by 1 plus ux dash v divided by c square. Equation number 5, uz is equal to uz dash 1 minus v square by c square square root divided by 1 plus u x dash v divided by c square. These three are the inverse transformations in that of velocities. Here you have to remember a note. If the velocity of a particle is along x direction, velocity is along x direction, then ux is equal to u and uy is equal to uz is equal to 0. Only x term velocity will be exist. Therefore we can write u dash, that is the transformations, that is u minus v divided by 1 minus uv divided by c square. Again u y dash and u z dash, that is the u x dash will be 0. This is the Lorentz transformations. Then its inverse transformation, its inverse relation will be how much? That is ux is equal to u dash plus v divided by 1 plus uv divided by c square. That is not x, that is only x, then only u, since ux is equal to u. Okay. Next, these two terms are 0. This is all about how the velocities are written in terms of relativistic relations. We proceed. This is ux dash, uy dash, uz dash and its inverse transformations and a typical condition considering along x direction. Now we discuss how mass varies with velocity by using the relativistic condition. Let us consider two inertial frame of reference. One is S and another one is S dash frame. As we discussed previously, S frame is at rest and X dash frame move with a uniform velocity v with respect to S frame. Let me take two similar bodies approach each other with equal speeds u dash and its speed minus u dash in that of S dash frame. This one is the S frame. Let m dash be the mass of each body. Its mass is m dash and also its mass is m dash. They collide with each other and the coalesce after collision. Coalesce in the sense these two masses combined with a single mass. That is the concept of coalesce. When they collide with each other and coalesce after collision, the initial momentum, its initial momentum is same as that of momentum of combined body. That is, momentum of the combined body will be how much? That is mass into velocity, that is m dash u, m dash u dash, m dash u plus minus m dash u, that is 0. The collex body is at rest, that is the collex body is at rest in S dash system. Here, if we consider the collision in S frame, then let this is u dash, that is u dash. If we consider the collision in S frame, then let u1 and u2 be the velocity of the two balls with respect to that of S frame. These two balls velocity are u1 and u2 in S frame. Therefore, in S frame, the initial momentum, by observing the conservation of linear momentum, the initial momentum is same as that of final momentum by applying the conservation of linear momentum. Here the initial momentum, that is m1 u1, m2 u2, and the final momentum, these masses are combined, that is m1 plus m2, and its velocity change to v. What is that of v? Where v is the velocity of the combined body with respect to S frame. As we take v as the velocity of S dash frame with respect to S frame. But from the relativistic transformations, we achieve u1 is equal to, that is u dash plus v divided by 1 plus u dash v divided by c square, let equation number 2, and u2 is equal to minus u dash plus v divided by 1 minus u dash v divided by c square, equation number 3. Using equation 1 and 2, that equation 1 becomes, therefore we can write using equation 2 and 3 in equation 1, that is m1 in place of u1 use this value, that is u dash plus v divided by 1 plus u dash v divided by c square plus m2 into u2, that is minus u dash plus v divided by 1 minus u dash v divided by c square is equal to m1 plus m2, m1 plus m2 into v, or taking m1 as common, and m2 common to that of RHS side, we have m1 of u dash plus v divided by 1 plus u dash v divided by c square minus v plus m2 of v minus u dash plus v divided by 1 minus u dash v divided by c square, or m1 taking LCM and solving that is u dash plus v minus u dash v square divided by c square whole divided by 1 plus u dash v divided by c square is equal to m2, again taking LCM and simplifying v minus u dash v square divided by c square, taking minus to that of bracket, that is plus u dash minus v divided by 1 minus u dash v divided by c square. This term are same, that term also same, these two are cancel out, and equating these two we have m2 by m1, m2 by m1, the value of m2 by m1 will be 1 minus u dash v by c square whole divided by 1 plus u dash v divided by c square. Let that is equation number 4. Now our aim is to find out that quantity. How we can easily solve this? To finding that one, we have to introduce a simple mathematical procedure. Now we consider the term 1 minus u1 square is c square. We can write this term as 1 minus 1 by c square in place of u1 square. In place of u1 we use that value. Why we consider that particular term, that you can know after the result. C square, that is u dash plus v divided by 1 plus u dash v divided by c square whole square. Okay. By taking the LCM and simplifying this, we find that is c square of 1 plus u dash v divided by c square whole square minus u dash plus v square divided by this term, that is LCM c square 1 plus u dash v divided by c square, or 1 minus u1 square divided by c square is equal to, here expanding as a plus b whole square, that is c square 1 plus u dash square v square by c square plus 2 u dash v divided by c square minus a plus b whole square u dash square plus v square plus 2 u dash v divided by c square 1 plus u dash v divided by c square. That is square, since this term is square. Okay. Multiplying c square plus u dash square v square divided by c square plus 2 u dash v minus u dash square minus v square minus 2 u dash v divided by c square 1 plus u dash v by c square whole square. In that of numerator part, we can use c square minus u dash square plus u dash square v square by c square minus v square divided by, since these two terms are cancelled, divided by c square of 1 plus u dash v divided by c square whole square. In this two term, I take c square as common. Therefore, that is 1 minus u dash square divided by c square minus taking v square common in between these two terms. Here taking v square common, we find that is 1 minus u dash square divided by c square whole divided by c square of 1 plus u dash v divided by c square whole square. Here taking common as c square minus v square and another term, that is 1 minus u dash square divided by c square whole divided by c square 1 plus u dash v divided by c square whole square. Here again we take common as c square in that term, that will be taking c square as common, that is 1 minus v square by c square, that term 1 minus u dash square, that is u dash square divided by c square whole divided by c square of 1 plus u dash v divided by c square whole square. Look here, c square cancel out. Here the term will be how much? 1 minus u1 by c square whole square. Taking that term, our aim is to find out one plus u dash v divided by c square. Therefore, we can write, taking to that side, that is 1 plus u dash v divided by c square whole square is equal to 1 minus v square by c square 1 minus u dash square by c square divided by 1 minus u1 by c square whole square. We take only 1 plus u dash v divided by c square, that is the square root of that term, that is 1 minus v square by c square 1 minus u dash square divided by c square square root whole divided by square root of 1 minus u1 square by c square whole square square root. Sorry, that is not u1 square, this term is only not squaring term. that is not square term, this to that side. Okay, this term is square term, this term to that side, but that term is not square, okay, this is square term. Here we get 1 plus u dash b divided by c square, taking equation number 5. Our aim is to find out 1 plus u dash b by c square. Again, what is the value of 1 minus u dash b by c square? Similarly 1 minus u dash b by c square will be how much? 1 minus v square by c square, 1 minus u dash square by c square square root divided by, that is 1 minus u2 square divided by c square square root. That is equation number 6. Therefore, putting the values of 5 and 6 in that of equation 4, we have m2 by m1. Now m2 by m1 will be how much? Putting its values, 1 minus v square by c square, 1 minus u dash square divided by c square square root divided by 1 minus u2 square by c square square root into 1 minus u1 square by c square square root divided by 1 minus v square c square square root 1 minus u dash square by c square square root. That is m2 by m1 will be, this term cancel out, one term, this term cancel out, only that term exists. It is 1 minus u, these terms are not cancelled out, only these two terms are cancelled out, this exists and that exists. Okay, that is 1 minus u1 square by c square square root divided by 1 minus u2 square by c square square root. Let me take it as equation number 7. Now this is the required expressions for that of m2 by m1 by putting its values. These two are exist, these two are cancelled. Let m1 be at rest, then u1 is equal to 0 and m1, that is m naught, called the rest mass. M naught, the rest mass, and m2 moves with velocity of u2, which is equal to v. Then putting all these values in that of equation number 7, therefore we can write here m2 is equal to m, that is u1 is equal to 0, u2 is equal to v, m1 is equal to m0, and m2 is equal to m in that of equation 7. Therefore we have m by m0 is equal to 1 divided by, since u1 is equal to 0, that numerator part will be 1 divided by 1 minus b square by c square square root, which implies m is equal to m0 divided by 1 minus b square by c square square root. This is an important relation, which is known as the relativistic formula. This is known as the relativistic formula for variation of mass with velocity. From this formula, it is clear that the mass m, the relativistic mass, increases when with that of increase in the velocity of the body. What are the points we have to notice here? Point number 1, mass, that is m, which is known as the relativistic mass, that is the relativistic mass. Here m0 is the rest mass. That relativistic mass increases with increase in velocity of the body. As the velocity of the body increases, as a result, the relativistic mass also increases. Again, we also observe when v is same as that of c, and the velocity of light, then that equation changes to m will be m0 divided by 1 minus b square by c square square root becomes, that is m is equal to m0 divided by 0, which is equal to infinity, that is meaningless. Mass is not infinity. So we confirm that no material, particle can travel at the speed of light. No material particle can travel at the speed of light. We can find out the result number 2. This is result number 1. Again, from that of expression, we also clarify when v is very very small than that of c, that is v by c is also very very small, that of 1, then v square by c square term is negligible. As comparison to 1, in comparison to 1, this term is very very negligible. So neglecting that term in that of denominator part of that of equation, the relativistic equation, therefore m is same as that of m0, that is mass of the body is same as its rest mass. which is a classical result, which is a classical result. Now we can easily plot a graph in between the velocity and mass. The velocity, here is the mass line, therefore at m naught the mass gradually increases, finally given that is m is equal to m naught divided by 1 minus v square by c square. This is the relativistic mass equation. Here this is at velocity when c tends to with the x dash. This is the graphical representation how mass varies with velocity. So with the help of this video lecture we understand the relativistic addition of velocities, which is known as Einstein's velocity addition theorem. We write the velocities ux dash, uy dash and uz dash, again its inverse transformation as ux, uy and uz, and how mass varies with velocities, variation of mass with velocity. Taking the mathematical procedure, we find m2 by m1. To get these two terms, we have to introduce a term like this and simplifying by using its values, and finally we get 1 plus u dash b divided by c square. Similarly 1 minus u dash b divided by c square. Putting its values in that of equation, we get m2 by m1. This term, that term exists. These two terms are cancelled with each other. Therefore m2 by m1 will be this much. Taking a general condition as m1 be at rest, therefore using its velocities we achieve the relativistic formula for variation of mass with velocities. From that of formula we get these results and the graphical representation of velocity with mass. So with this useful and informative notes, let me wind up this session. Thank you.